everyone, this is Yasmyne from the Freedom Geek, and today I'll be speaking to another client of ours. With me today is Toby Hurst. He is armed with over 30 years of experience in the construction industry, and he has the passion for innovative product design with an industrial twist. So Toby, thank you so much for being here today. To start off, could you please add more to that introduction and tell us about you and your business?
Hi, my name's Toby from a company called Concrete Carrot based here in the UK. We've been going for the best part of a decade now. We make bespoke polished concrete products for both the residential and commercial market. We fit out bars, kitchens in people's homes with concrete worktops, concrete sinks. Everything's bespoke. And like I say, yeah, we've been going for the best part of 10 years now, going from strength to strength.
So why did you decide to hire a virtual assistant?
We started off as a small company, as everyone does. It's just a handful of us, and we quickly grew to realise that there's a lot of admin involved in running a company, whether small or large. And it was one of the areas of the business that was beginning to slip as we began to expand. We needed someone who was really capable, who was multi-skilled, and we tried in the UK to find that individual person, and went through quite a few people, and it just wasn't working out. And then we came to here just through a contact about the Freedom Geek, so we thought we'd give it a try.
So how was the experience of hiring a virtual assistant through the Freedom Geek? How did you find the interviewing process, the onboarding process, and also let us know how long you've been working with your virtual assistant so far?
Well, I'll start with the last question
Sure.
first. It's at the beginning of 2020 we started, and I think we interviewed, certainly if it wasn't early 2020, then it was late 2019. He is now fully onboarded and is running certainly most of the admin side of our company. And we've just given him more responsibilities as of the start of 2021, which he's taking on with great enthusiasm. To start with, because it was a completely blind experience, and here in the UK, we're certainly on the small business sort of front, we're not, speaking collectively for everyone in business, we're not really that au fait with working with people on the other side of the planet. So it was a bit nerve-wracking to start with, but the Freedom Geek team were absolutely fantastic, and they just held our hand all the way through, really. So the interview was really easy. Everyone was really friendly. It was a great experience all around, and I couldn't recommend it more highly, frankly. We've got another virtual assistant as well, who we've taken on fairly recently, who again is a really quick learner. Basically, we're becoming more and more hands-off in terms of that area of the business, which is something that we always wanted to achieve. We weren't quite sure that we were going to be able to. So yeah, it's working out really, really well.
Since you mentioned that, in the beginning you had like a trouble of really thinking that, I'll be working with somebody like across the globe, specifically in the Philippines. How did you slowly give off those tasks, and finally now you're saying that you are, completely almost hands off with them? How was that process, or how did you overcome that challenge in the very beginning?
Initially, with the guidance of the team at the Freedom Geek, we recorded all of the tasks that we wanted our VA in the Philippines to do, using Zoom and using a variety of methods. The easiest way was to just record your screen and narrate as you were going along. Very simple. So it makes you think about the task in your own mind, you break it down into steps, and it's really simple. It makes me realise that we need to do that in all the other areas of our business for our team here as well, just to break everything down into simple steps, and that makes the onboarding process really quick. It's really engaging, and obviously with the wonders of video calling and emails, it's very easy to clear up any discrepancies in that onboarding process. All really easy.
Were there any pleasant surprises when you started working with them. Specifically, how did you find working with a Filipino virtual assistant, like in a very personal level? Anything that you'd like to share when it comes to personality, work ethic, culture wise?
When we started working with Christopher, we were so pleasantly surprised at his demeanour. I mean, that sounds really silly, but in the UK, not everyone's really friendly. And in the Philippines, certainly the small sample that we've had, everyone's really polite, really engaging, really bright. Uh, it's been a really pleasant surprise how quick in the learning process our BA's been, how caring as well. He'll send emails, with COVID and everything. He's been really concerned about what's going on this side of the planet. Obviously, we've been concerned about his well-being as well, but he really engages. He wants to be part of the team, and we're happy to welcome him as part of the team. And it's a thrill for us to be able to say, look, we've got this guy in the Philippines, and he's absolutely brilliant, and he's really friendly. We hop on a video call with him, and he's always got this big beaming smile, and he's capable of taking on anything that we ask him to do. So it has been a really pleasant, I wouldn't say pleasant surprise. I'm not saying that I should be surprised. It's been a wonderful and pleasant experience.
Maybe after COVID, maybe you will be able to visit the Philippines and meet your virtual assistant in person. That would probably be really great if that ever happened.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, thank you so much for explaining that really really well. Aside from the thing that you explained about your virtual assistant having like a very pleasant surprise, do you have any message or advice to entrepreneurs who would like to onboard a virtual assistant but they're not exactly sure how to onboard somebody, or they just have a lot of things that are stopping them?
My message to anyone who's looking to take on a VA would be, do it today. It's transformed the way that we work. It's been a really great experience for us. And with the Freedom Geek, you don't have to worry. You're not out there in the dark on your own trying to virtually hire someone on the other side of the planet. It's the lights are on with the Freedom Geek. It's like you're in the room with the person that you're interviewing, and it's like you're in the room with your virtual assistant when you're working with them. I would say, if you're in two minds about it, just dip your toe, just do it, and you will not look back.
How would you describe what you were feeling prior to hiring a virtual assistant versus what you felt after hiring a virtual assistant?
Prior to hiring a virtual assistant, we had a number of non-virtual assistants, should we say, who were in the office with us. It wasn't a great experience. There were a lot of mistakes. Even when we were in the room together, it just wasn't gelling. After hiring Chris, our virtual assistant, we haven't had any worries. It's been absolutely brilliant, and it's been hands off. And yes, there's a time difference, but we've shifted how we work things so that it fits with the time zone in Manila. It's just been an absolute breeze for us, and it's allowed us to concentrate on other parts of the business that we weren't able to before because we were far too hands-on, and we didn't feel that we could let go of that part of the business. But now we're really happy to.
When you were hiring a virtual assistant, did you feel like you needed somebody on the team who had prior experience in construction, similar to your business? Did you think that that was something that needed to happen?
Prior to using the Freedom Geek and hiring our VA, we did feel that any part of our team did have to have some sort of handle on what our business was. It's kind of, we produce construction materials, and we do a level of sort of finishing on construction sites, but we also manufacture as well. So there had to be an understanding of, for example, material costs and installation costs and all these things when it came to ordering, stock control, etc., etc. So we did feel that was really important, that whoever was running the admin side had an understanding of that. But we were wrong. What we actually needed was a quick learner. And that's what we found with Christopher, who we hired through the Freedom Geek. Handpicked by the Freedom Geek, whittled down. We didn't have to do any of that. The shortlist that we had was a list of very high caliber candidates, and without any prior experience in what we did or what we do. It is quite a niche area where we work, so experience in it, you have to work in it, but you don't. We've been proven wrong. You don't need that experience. You just need someone bright.
Thank you so much for sharing that, because usually when we do onboard a client and a VA, usually the client's initial thought is, I need somebody who knows my business already, because I don't like to train. I need them to already know it. But then what we explain to our clients that, what we're really doing here is talent find. We're just looking for that smart, competent person who, when you onboard to your business, they're just so excited to grow with you, to learn about your business. And eventually it is a working relationship with you and the VA. It's like those two people meeting together and growing together with a business. So could you tell us, like, how was that experience? So because of the fact that you realized that you didn't need somebody with that prior experience in construction, you just needed to find somebody who was smart. Did you find that you had to do extensive training, or how was that process? Like, how did you guide them, or did you guide them? Is it essential for that guidance?
Our initial training, we used Zoom screencasts and walked every task through. But it got to the point, we reached a critical mass, I think, with our VA, and he no longer needs the step-by-step guidance that we initially thought that we were going to have to do with everything. He just picks it up like that. So every so often we'll be CC'd on an email, and we'll be thinking, Chris in the Philippines, he's nailed this, absolutely nailed this. And we're not shocked by it because it happens time and time again. It's like we've got this guy on the other side of the planet who's got our back, and it's a brilliant thing to have. It's to have someone there that good who's looking after that part of your business. So in terms of training, less so now. He's capable of just of learning himself. I've just given him a load of responsibility in our sister company. We've got another company, Concrete Lab, and he's now taking over the admin side of that. And I pinged a quick email off to him yesterday and got him set up on with his email address and a few other bits and bobs, and he's straight in there. We'll tweak things a little bit here and there, but I'm very confident that I can now hand that over to him. Because he is bright, he's smart, and he's a quick learner. And the training now is pretty much hands off. It's much more casual. If there's any issues, we'll hop on a call, or there'll just be a quick email, and that's it, and it's done. And we've got that confidence now, and he's got that confidence from us to just crack on, really. So yeah, in terms of training, very little. We thought we were going to be having to spend months and months and months, and it was nothing like that.
That's actually usually like the first issue that business owners would have when they start onboarding a person, because the first thought that they would have is, I'm really busy, I don't have time for training. So what can you say to those entrepreneurs who are having that difficulty, that they can't give their time to a virtual assistant, and they're not exactly seeing the idea that even if you kind of slow down a bit in the very beginning, the outcome is going to be really worth it later on, because then when you do hand that off completely to your VA, that VA will be doing that 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. So what message can you say to those entrepreneurs?
My message to any entrepreneurs out there looking to use virtual assistant is, don't worry about the training side. It's not going to take up that much of your time. Most of the resources are already out there anyway. So for example, if you're looking to teach your VA how to use your bookkeeping software, all that information is already out there. It's just do a quick Google search. And your VA will do a quick Google search. It's not an onerous and difficult process. It's really easy, because the person that you're going to be dealing with is going to be really bright, and they're going to pick it up straight away. So for the outlay versus the benefit, it's a real no-brainer.
Thank you so much, Toby. As much as I want to speak with you longer, we have come to the end of this interview. But before the end of it, can you please tell us where people can reach you?
People can reach us via email, info@concretecarrot.co.uk. And in fact, all our contact details are on there. So if anyone wants to speak to us about the Freedom Geek services, then we're quite happy to sing the Freedom Geek praises, because we've had a wonderful experience, and we will use their services as we grow, because I'm confident now that we're going to be able to grow because of the services that you guys have provided.
Thank you so much, Toby. It was really great speaking to you.
And you.